The Together SI Business Spotlight rolls on. Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Bavona, reporting for the Staten Island Advance. Hope everyone's doing all right. Let's get right to it. Christine DeHart from Salmon Real Estate. So appreciative to have her joining us today, talking about her company. Christine, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, Christine. Christine, so talk about Salmon Real Estate a little bit and some news that happened within not too long ago, right, Christine, with regards to the real estate
Correct.
company?
Salmon Real Estate is the oldest brokerage on Staten Island. It was founded by Egon Salmon, passed down to his son John Salmon, and I purchased it on March 26th, and now it's mine. So we have been around forever. We have a long-standing tradition. Both Salmons are still very involved and staying with me and going to help me through this. But yes, I did buy the brokerage in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, I got to say, that's pretty impressive how that all worked out. If you don't mind me, how did all that work out? I mean, that's crazy. So during this pandemic, what happened with your business shift? And my goodness, unpack it for us.
I came to work with John 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, and my whole plan was to eventually either open up my own or find someone that could help me to take over theirs. And John has been a great mentor to me. We've discussed it. We've been in discussions for a while. And then all of a sudden it became, okay, let's do it. But as with everything, we were supposed to do for January 1st. So it kind of became our official January 1st. However, it didn't become lawyer official till March 26th.
So the pandemic hits, you're able to still do that, and congratulations, by the way, of
Thank
course.
you.
What did being in quarantine mean for you and in real estate in general, Christine? Just general broad brush of what was going on, people not buying, obviously not selling, the in-person thing is gone. What happened?
As you know, we were not able to show houses. We were basically banned from showing any kind of houses, in-person showings. The good part is that since before this, we had already been moving Salmon Real Estate into a virtual world. When we went into this, every single listing we had already had virtual tours on them. I own a Matterport camera, which we go and it basically you can walk through a house without ever actually stepping foot out of your own. We all of our paperwork was uploaded into a .loop program so that we can get signatures without anybody leaving their house. So we were able to actually, in effect, still stay working. We were able to get what we had to get, what we had done closed, and we were able to bring in do virtual listings. We were actually working through it. We were able to meet with people over a Zoom call and walk through their house and see what needed to be done, give them tips on what they needed to do to sell their house. We were able to list their house, get the paperwork done, get everything done. And we actually made a few deals happen then.
That's great. And you said working through it, and now working forward, things obviously have changed, as you said, in this virtual world. But I have to ask a general real estate question, Christine, is there going to be an influx, or have you seen an influx of people migrating from New York City, specifically Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, where there were high pockets, the bigger issue for the pandemic when it's like the big concentration, right? You noticing
Right.
a lot of people coming to buy in Staten Island, buyers, sellers market on Staten Island, one part of the island more popular than the other. What are your thoughts, Christine?
Well, I will tell you, it's crazy right now. The moment we got unleashed that we were able to show houses, we immediately went into bidding wars. So my agents right now, we have 4 bidding wars going on within the company. Houses that were on the market sitting dormant before COVID, that I had thought some of them might be a bit overpriced, that we were going to be discussing lowering prices. And then all of a sudden, now they're actually in bidding wars because people want to come over here. They want to be on where they have a backyard instead of being in a co-op or a condo in Manhattan or Brooklyn. I myself sold my own house through the pandemic, where the people were coming
Wow.
from a co-op and they might have lost their deal on theirs. And I thought, oh, we're not going to make it work. And they said to me, absolutely not. We'll hold both houses. We want to have a yard. We want the pool. We want everything. We want to have that lifestyle if we get stuck in the house again. So I actually closed my own house through
Okay.
that time.
Wow, Christine, you've closed on your house, you bought another real estate company. You've had a heck of a quarantine. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. Last thing, rental properties. What about that as well? Can you speak to that at all? Increase in rent, people renting on Staten Island, or more things available for rent, Christine?
I do exclusive rentals for Samson Management, which are the big buildings by Victory Boulevard, across from the park. And I will tell you that that alone has kept us extremely busy through COVID. We were not able to show, but we were able to handle all the paperwork. Like I said, we have the programs to do it all virtually. They were able to see a virtual tour of the apartment, and then the supers could show them the apartment. And we could then handle the paperwork without ever actually meeting the person in person. And everybody was still moving. The good part for my business, the good part is everybody needs somewhere to live. Everybody's going to want some
Right.
place to be. So things are still happening. People are still getting married, so they need to buy a house or rent an apartment. People are still, unfortunately, passing away where they need to sell a house. People want to move up. People are having babies. These life events you can't change. So that's what makes people want to buy a house, is that they have bigger families or smaller families. The kids are going to college. These are all things don't stop.
And they're not going to stop. So people are gonna still looking for houses despite the hardships a lot of people are facing. All right, lastly, before you go, I know we're running out of time. Mortgages. A lot of people have put their mortgage in forbearance and pushed them for 3 months because a lot of people are out of work right now. Now you're saying people are still buying and selling, but for those who might not be in that position, what are you noticing from banks and whatnot in regards to pushing mortgages or landlords pushing rents? I know this question is twofold. What have you seen? What's the landscape right now with regards to mortgages and whatnot?
Mortgages are refinanceable. And that's what they're trying to say. Refinance it now so that you can do it. They're pushing the mortgages off to try to keep people in their houses and not. How many houses can the bank take? The bank does not want hundreds of houses back in. So they're working with their owners to make sure that they can stay where they are. And they're trying to do everything possible for that to happen. So my biggest thing is, if you have a question, just ask the bank, ask a mortgage broker, ask a lender, and they will work with you. They will help you. That's the biggest thing. Landlords, same thing. They don't want all their apartments emptying out.
No,
And I see a lot of landlords saying, give me, what can you pay me now through this time? We'll figure it out after this. Commercial and residential.
everyone needs to work it out. Everyone needs to adjust, just like Salmon Real Estate did, right?
Correct.
Christine, thanks so much for the time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, once again, that was Christine DeHart with Salmon Real Estate. Wow, she went through a heck of a quarantine, bought a house, bought a business, and was busy as could be, which it's great to hear, but that's why we do this. We got to be in this together, right, Staten Island? Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of Together SI Business Spotlight. My name is Tom Bavone, reporting for the Staten Island Advance, and we will see you next time.